friends. Today I want to introduce you to a technique from the form Zhai Yao, and it is the third section, San Lu, and it comes at the end of the form. 3 is nice. It's short, it's concise, and it has some really badass fighting techniques. I've dispatched this person. I sense somebody coming from the rear. I turn and fake. Step forward and iron palm strike to the chest. Move forward and slap to the groin with the lifting yin technique. My head's open, so I'm going to move up and I'm going to divide my hands to pass away anything in front of me. Kick to the groin, come forward and strike him away with the helping elbow. I sense an attack from the rear, so I spin and I throw something to get his attention. I strike with the iron palm, strike him in the groin with the lifting yin. We've also called this the secret elbow, and it's also known as take treasure from the sea bottom, depending on what form you're doing it in. I divide because my head's open, so I want to take away anything incoming, kick to the groin, and then strike with the helping elbow. Now I want to explain each of these techniques separately. First of all, the strategy is I want to turn. I sense somebody behind me. So I turn and I just throw something out there. Now this is directed to strike up under the chin. But the main idea is I'm feeling pressure, so whatever is behind me, I just want to get it away from me. And then I use my iron palm training to strike into the chest. Just to knock him back so I can then strike into the groin with the lifting yin. Now let me explain why this is called the lifting yin. Give you a little traditional Chinese medicine training here. Any organ that is hollow and produces liquid or a secretion of some type in Chinese medicine is known as a yin organ, the female organ, because it produces something. It produces some type of excretion. So the testicles, even though they're a product or a part of the male anatomy, are still considered a yin organ because they produce sperm. So that's why it's called lifting the yin. You're knocking the testicles upwards with the secret elbow, or in this case they call it the lifting yin strike. Okay, now the next thing that happens after I strike with the lifting yin is I step up and I divide. Now I want you to notice how I divide. I have my center line covered and I divide his hands outward. Now whether he's standing like this or whether he's reaching or grabbing, my hands come between his hands and pull them apart. Now I want you to notice something about my divide. You'll notice that my elbows are still tucked in. Remember the Mantis principle? The hands are on the center line. The elbows are attached to the ribs. So I don't want to divide way out here. I see that all the time, people doing forms. Because it looks pretty, very impractical. I want to keep those ribs covered. I also, you'll notice, just block outward with the forearms. So my hands can move out further than where my elbows are to completely divide and open up his center line. But I don't bring my elbows away or too far forward. You'll see in wushu type, you know, this kind of stuff. Yeah, it looks pretty in forms, but it's also pretty impractical. So this comes with the Mandarin duck kick, which in this case is just a front kick. And then I immediately strike away with the helping elbow. Okay, I hope you've learned something today.